In this video, we will be discussing the infrastructural elements that make up the Washington Heights Public Library and the neighborhood that it serves. In order to analyze the structure of the library, we will dissect it floor by floor, beginning with the basement level, a smaller submerged level with more closed spaces, and beams that span from the supporting inner walls to the large masonry facade. Moving to the first floor, beams now span larger and higher, interrupted only by a few columns at the points of intersection and walls for bathrooms and mechanical in the northeast corner. The second floor has the same structural dynamic as the floor below it, but has more floor area and feels the most spacious. Both of these floors contain 16-foot columns supporting 12-foot and 30-foot beams to the outer load-bearing facade. Next, the third floor is the shortest in height and divides up the space with several enclosed studios and rooms. And finally, you can see here the elevator core, which sits floating within the main stairwell and serves all floors, as well as a thick outer masonry skin which ties it all together. The entire structure is essentially a simple framework of masonry and steel which spans the length and height, providing a sense of openness and in a relatively confined site. Moving on now to the scope and context of the neighborhood. In this collage panorama, we can see the dramatic landscape compared to the rest of Manhattan and how the architecture and infrastructure respond to it. We can see how elevation changes frame and divide the neighborhood and how they are worked into the urban fabric. These next sets of images help to illustrate the infrastructural response to a hilly condition. And finally, we can look at the structural composition of a majority of the surrounding buildings in comparison, most of which are simple brick party walls spanned by timber beams, which is the most common way to construct the brownstone typology.